It's your boy Coach I. And before we get into today's video, just wanted to make a special announcement. You've been following me for some time. You know I do mostly college football previews, top 10 lists in the off season, like, tailgate, stadium, things of that nature, season previews, player interviews, live streams talking about college football. I really don't touch on recruiting a lot because it's ever changing. But in this case, I have to make an exception because this particular one is my nephew. He is committing on October the 16th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in his high school here in Greenville, South Carolina, at Greenville High. That's right, Greenville High in Greenville, South Carolina. He's the number one wide receiver in South Carolina, class of 2024. He is a 4-star. He's picking between Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Oregon, Miami, North Carolina, and Florida State. We will be live streamed 3 p.m., probably be 3 p.m. to about 4 p.m. So a lot of y'all following this recruitment are in the state. Please join us here on the Fan Addict for the live stream. Let's give him a lot of views and help him out, because it is his birthday. Shout out to my nephew. All right, on to the regular scheduled program.
The Fanatic, where we keep it 100, keep it real. That's the only way we know how to be. Talking that sports talk, you know what I'm saying? Straight out of South Carolina, upstate, A64. Yeah, the FANATTIC, the Fanatic, where we keep it OG. We talking sports, so I call what.
Welcome into the Fan Addict Sports Show for sports fans, by a sports fan. It's your boy Coach I, and I got the stat guy with me. What's going on, stat guy?
Up, we fixing to head into another week of college football. Hard to believe we're almost halfway through the season.
Yeah, man. Listen, this is going into week 7, man. That's what you hate is that counts a week 0, man. So just like we waited so long for it to get here, now it's almost gone. So we're moving to another big matchup, man. This weekend actually features like 5 ranked matchups. This being one of them, one of the 3 undefeated matchups. So there's 5 ranked matchups, and 3 of those are undefeated versus undefeated. There's Michigan State, Penn State that we're about to talk about. There's Oklahoma State, TCU, and Tennessee, Alabama. So those are the undefeated matchups, man. So how you feeling about going into this weekend, man, the college football that's on slate?
Hey, man, it's a good week. My Gamecocks are heading into their bye week, so it'll be nice just to be able to sit back on the couch. A lot of top 25 action. And a lot of the ranked versus ranked. So this is definitely going to be a moving week within the conferences as people start jostling for position, not only on their side of the conference, but trying to make a playoff push.
That's right, man. Let's jump into it, man. Penn State was off last week. They are 5-0. So they was chilling last week, and Michigan took on Indiana, right? And got that win. They actually started a little slow. Prayers out to the running back coach who had a seizure. Hopefully he's doing okay. But once that happened and all went down, they came back down to reality. Michigan did what they were supposed to do and took care of business, 31-10 against Indiana. What else about Michigan coming into this game, man? Coming out of that Indiana game, because I know you watched the early part of the game. Did you notice?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, the former Michigan running back, Coach Hart, having the seizure, you could definitely just sense it on the sidelines that they were kind of shaken and jolted. So it was good to see them. Maybe at halftime they got the update or whatever. Definitely felt like a different team in the second half. But Michigan lives off of their running game. I mean, McCarthy can't throw the ball, but they use that running game to kind of be able to open things up for them. And it just felt like they were pressing too hard, like they couldn't get anything to hit. And I don't know, like the play call just seemed a little off there in the first half.
Yeah. Well, they got together and took care of business. They are undefeated as well. So going into this matchup, both of these teams, hey, this is a top 10 matchup, actually. And this is big for the Big Ten overall, but especially in that Big Ten East, that gauntlet, that Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State gauntlet. Listen, man, whoever wins this one definitely got a leg up. So last year at this time when they played, Michigan got the dub. Penn State's looking for revenge. Let's jump into it. So we're talking about the Michigan offense versus that Penn State defense. Listen, man, something got to give this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Michigan's offense is balanced attack, but they definitely good at running the ball with Corum. I mean, McCarthy gets in there, Edwards, but Penn State's not giving up a lot on the ground either, like, less than 100. So what you thinking, man? Listen, somebody's got to give. It can't be a stalemate.
This is going to be a classic of this is obviously going to be the best offense attack that Penn State has seen so far this year. So we're going to find out, was the stats their defense putting out based off their schedule, or is their defense about that? So same with Michigan. Michigan hasn't played a bunch of world beaters yet. Is their offense truly this good, or have they been beaten up on the little sisters? So I'm definitely excited to see these two teams grind it out at the line of scrimmage and see which side of this prevails.
I don't know why. Something tells me this got to feel it, and we'll get to the over-under and the point spread and all that later on. But something tells me this is about to be an old-school Big Ten game this time. I think these two teams are talented. I know, hey, man, you can't help who you play, who the schedule. That's up to the AD and the athletic staff, the athletic director staff on scheduling these games years in advance. But I think both of these teams got a lot of talent. I think it's going to be one of the old school, tighten up your chin strap, and let's see who can win in the trenches. So on the reverse side, same thing. Penn State can run the ball, but they're a balanced attack as well. But Michigan is giving up less than Penn State on the ground, man. It's like, again, Michigan hasn't played a lot of world beaters, but neither has Penn State. I think listen, Penn State name-wise, I think has beat, they beat Purdue in a close one, and then they went to Auburn. And just listen, they cleared the stadium down there in Auburn. And I know Auburn's not that good. They're not the Auburn from 3-4 years ago, man, but they still got some athletes down there. And it ain't like it was a close game, but then Penn State pulled off. They pretty much whooped them, like going from the first kickoff.
And I'll tell you, one thing, especially talking about that Penn State offense, man, doesn't it feel like Sean Clifford's been there a decade now?
Bruh, I'm telling you, like, when they said that first game of the year, and it was like, I'm like, Sean Clifford, I'm like, he didn't get drafted last year?
But I thought he was due to get drafted 3 years. It just feels like, and I mean, Penn State, they start quarterbacks young, and maybe he had a good freshman and sophomore year, but it does, man. It feels like every year I see that dude's name, and I'm like, he's still there. And so, you got a veteran quarterback. And obviously the two-headed beast they got in the backfield has been just absolutely brutal for them this year.
Yeah, Singleton leading the charge as a true freshman, dog. Like, this dude is averaging 7.3 yards a carry. Like, listen, man, I don't care who you playing. It's been 5 games. They've played 2 Power 5. Definitely, I forget. They play, every team plays FCS or Group of Fives. Dog, 7.3 yards a carry, and he's carrying the ball more than the guy behind him, Allen. But Allen's averaging 5.3 as well. So this is going to be a tough test for both of these defenses, man. You got to come ready to play. But like you said, then you still got Sean Clifford. You know what I mean? You got the guys on the outside. I mean, you don't have the explosion that you had last year with Jahan Dotson, but they still got some guys out there, and Michigan's defense has to be ready for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can't just load the box and dare him to run because they definitely trust Clifford. And he definitely takes care of the ball. You're not going to see – he's not that gunslinger type. He's not going to make bad mistakes and cost you the game. He's going to leave you in it. So,
yeah, I would like to see Clifford be a little bit more he's not bad at accuracy. He's like 62%. But, somebody with his experience and his talent – I'd like to see him closer to 70%, but nevertheless, he's only thrown 2 interceptions this year with 9 touchdowns, so it's not like he's giving the ball to the other team. And this is one of those games where one turnover might cost you the game. You know what I'm saying? It could be, a fumble. I don't know what the weather's supposed to look like. A lot of Big Ten fans say, that's what other teams don't like. They can't come into Big Ten country and play this type of weather because it is October, dog. And, I know we down here in the South and it's like 80 degrees, but up there it's probably already getting down to like the low 70s, high 60s up there. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. So coaching wise, Jim Harbaugh's been there since 2015. Franklin has been at Penn State since 2014. There's since Jim Harbaugh got there, they played 7 times. Michigan's 4-3 against Penn State, but so pretty much even. Who you giving the coaching edge to?
Before last year, I think I would have given it to James Franklin. Just from what he was able to do at Vandy to what he is done when he got to Penn State and fixing some of the issues they had.
A lot of them.
But, Harbaugh finally got Michigan over the hump last year. And so, not much to show for it, but he got him there, right? And so maybe that was the turn he needed. Maybe that's what he needed to keep the ball rolling. So I'd give the slight edge to Harbaugh just because he's gotten him a little bit further in the season, but that is a very slight edge as far as the coaching battle.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have them even. I don't know if I can give an edge because of some of the things you said. Harbaugh did get them over the hump. They got the Big Ten championship to show for it and a win over Ohio State for the first time in like 14 years or something like that, and then they made it to the playoffs. So they did have that. But if I had to, go, apples to apples and oranges to oranges, Jim Harbaugh definitely came in. It wasn't a great situation in Michigan, but it wasn't bad either. But James Franklin being in the thick of things, even though he hasn't won, he hasn't gone to the playoffs or anything. He came into a way worse situation than than Jim Harbaugh. So I think they both have their strengths. They both great recruiters. So we're going to see it head to head here, and like I say, in a big time matchup. Now on to the predictions. All right, Stat Guy, give me the spreads and the point spread, the over-under, things of that nature, and then we're going to make our picks.
So this game is at the Big House. It's at Michigan. Of course, Big Ten doing Big Ten things. This game is going to be played at 12 o'clock noon.
Before you go, hey, listen, Big Ten fans, protest or something. Tell Fox to stop putting games up. You telling me Michigan, Penn State don't deserve 3:30 or 8 o'clock? Man, 12 o'clock, the hot dogs and hamburgers ain't even off the grill good yet, man. Come on now. Protest or something. All right, Stat Guy, give us the numbers.
You already know my feelings on that. This game just screamed 8 o'clock kickoff on ABC, but of course not. Alas, they'll be kicking off at the high noon. Michigan's favored by 6.5 being at home. So, very interesting. As far as my prediction, I'm taking Penn State to cover the 6.5. I'm probably going to end up taking Michigan like 21-17. I think it's going to be low score, and I think it's just going to come down to a stop here, stop there. May even be something crazy like 21-20, holding them to 2 field goals or something like that. But I definitely think Penn State covers the 6.5. But I think I like Michigan to win the game.
I think I might be with you because it's at Michigan. You're going into the Big House. It's not like you can just walk into the Big House and come away with a dub. But these teams are so, on paper anyway, so evenly matched. Like I say, they both stop the run very well, but they both also run the ball very well. You got Penn State with the safety, what is his name? Jair Brown. Hey, Jair, if you're watching, man, I don't mean to butcher your name like that. But he leads the team in tackles, leads the team. He has 2 picks and 2.5 tackles for loss. He's going to have to come up big against Blake Corum and that run game over there. And I think it is going to be a low-scoring game. I think I'm kind of right with you, man. 21-17, 24-21 at the most. I think Penn State covers. I think this game comes down to a field goal. And, who got the best field goal kicker and clock management. So both of these coaches are tenured. Shouldn't be no problem with clock management. We seen some crazy stuff last week. People getting in field goal range down by 2 and still not kicking field goals. So we won't go there. But I'm going to go 24-21. Michigan stays undefeated on their way to trying to repeat as Big Ten champions. All right, man. There it is. Michigan, Penn State. Fans, don't forget to get in the comments. Let us know what you think the score will be. And the key to the game, what do you think? Because on paper, I'm telling you, both of these, if you take the names off, both of these teams look similar. So get in the comments and let us know what your score predictions is. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. For Stat Guide, this is Coach I, the Fan Addict on the Fan Addict Sports Network. Yep.
We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound, let's go eat. Turn on the Fan Addict, let's have a debate. Who really hold down the Southeast from state to state? What team hungry gonna eat everything up off they plate?